Hey, hi, and happy Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, and I'm trying to soak it up because I just looked at the weather to give you a little update. I realized I didn't tell you all my temperature that only affects me and others in my town. So, you want to hear that. Let's get into it. Today, we had a high of 83 degrees. It's currently like 75. So, like, I mean, the low was 72, or is 72. It's still the day. So, like, that's pretty crazy to me because I love it, but here's where it gets bad and where I'm hanging on to the feelings that I'm soaking up today. Starting tomorrow, and I'll just read down the list. Starting Thursday, ending next Friday, the high temperatures are 78, 78, 75, 73, 70, 71, 67, 63, 62. That means in a week from today, I'm going to be in a high of 63 degrees. That's terrible. I can't do that. I am not mentally prepared. The fact that majority of this country is now dealing with that or has already been dealing with that for a couple months. I'm sorry for you. I've done my time. If you're above the age of 30 and you still live in an environment like that, unless you're Canadian, you don't have much of an excuse. Anyone in the States, get in the car and move away. Most of us are paycheck to paycheck. Okay, when your lease ends, get a new lease. Your job's crap, so is your apartment. You have 5 friends that haven't left the area yet. Get out yourself because it's not getting better. It's not. I feel like that's the most depressing thing you can do is live in the same town that you also went to school in, unless you grew up in an actual city like LA or New York, even San Francisco, which I would move out of there nowadays. No, we got to get anyone out of their houses if you're still choosing to live in a frozen tundra for your day to day. It matters. It matters how you feel, and I'm sure you can agree with me when I say you probably don't feel that great most of the time in that environment. In reality, I think that's the best perk of being poor or financially unsuccessful in life is you do have a lot more freedom to move most places that you could ever want to move, at least as long as it's in your country. It's kind of a luxury to not be tied down to certain locations with massive assets that are just world changing and lots of work and effort to get up and move, like selling properties or dealing with properties if you decide to move and continue to own them. It's like you got to hire someone to manage them. Granted, like a lot of rich people, they have someone to manage that. They never even pay attention to it. And you could argue that rich people will just move all over the country and visit all those places on vacation so they don't even need to move around constantly. Because if they have a feeling they might want to move to or live on the West Coast or be on the West Coast, they're just going to go on vacation to the West Coast and stay in the nicest hotels and do whatever. But it's different. There's a sense of culture you get from actually being poor in different communities. You don't just get the best of the best or whatever is said to be the best of the best delivered to you whenever you want. You have to go find the local hidden gems. You have to find the things that actually make cities and towns interesting and give them their own unique character. I guess that's a good way to look at it. I'm going to continue to do that. I have lived a ton of places, and even when I first started renting apartments, it seemed that in the beginning, the first month or the first deposit was like a full month, maybe a little bit more of the thing. But I haven't really seen that since then. And maybe because I'm not getting luxury apartments, but I don't live in a dump. Like I have a pretty nice, decent place. It's clean, it's large, it's well kept, the community's good, maintenance team, office staff, all great. But I don't have to pay even half of my monthly rent anymore for those intro deposits. Application fees are the worst part when it's like $100 just to apply for the apartment. Granted, I've never gone through the experience of applying to apartments and not getting them, so that would really be probably a much bigger bummer to me if they were just taking my $100 every left and right whenever I just tried to get a place to live. But that's not happening, and we're good. And oh man, so yeah, considering the fact that the security deposit nowadays is like a fraction of what they used to be, it really has gotten easier. Beyond the fact that renting is ridiculously priced and it's hard to afford anything, if you can snag a roommate, a friend you actually like and can live with, that is my biggest issue. I'd be living in New York City right now if I had a friend that was actually like a cool person who wasn't married and also wants to live there. But all my friends are either married and live in the middle of nowhere or they just choose to live in their hometowns. And are not good hometowns. If their hometown was Chicago, if their hometown was Denver, Colorado, I'd probably give it a chance. Especially to save some money and live with someone I like. But no, their small towns are Hickville, North Carolina. I don't know. Apologize if that's offensive. I do enjoy the state, and I lived there for about half a year. But I don't want to live in in those areas. I spent 4 years in college in the middle of nowhere, Virginia. I don't need to go back to that. I love convenience and activities, and just having stuff to do beyond your same 5 restaurants that you try to vary throughout the year in your average hometown. And I get there's other events and things come by, and part of life is just being content with the silence and the periods where there's nothing happening. But again, also when you're an adult, you can choose to live in places where things happen. I just wish these places weren't so expensive. If anyone's ever listening to this and you think to yourself, hey, I want to move to New York City, start talking to me. Be my friend. I will move to New York City with you in a year. I need a roommate that's cool. I'd live in Manhattan. I'd live in Brooklyn. I prefer those areas. I would think about. I won't go to Jersey City. Not really into the Bronx or Queens. Definitely not Staten Island. So, no, seriously. If anyone's listening to this and you've ever wanted to move to that area and you've listened to a couple of my videos and you don't think my voice is so fucking annoying that you would never give it a shot, or you'd want to be cutting them off like Van Gogh, partway through our time living together, then start talking to me. Be my friend. We can make this happen. And also, the memories you make in New York City are beyond anything else. Just the convenience of a true walkability. The worst part, the fact that it still gets cold. Man, that true walkability is nice. I think walkability really is just the key thing for me. If I can get to a grocery store or a coffee shop or even my place of work without having to get in my car, yes, please. That sounds like a good day to me. But regardless, I've kept you here a little longer than normal, and it's been a great Wednesday, but I'm sure you have other things to do. So as you're getting ready to go to sleep, I hope you appreciate the effort that you've been putting into things lately, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hope you have a good night.